Okay. Well, I have 99 problems, but books ain't one of them. I know I'm cheesy, it's fine. This is no surprise to anybody here. So today I have, as I mentioned, another book haul. So this, as we know, it's always a large book haul because I take so long to film them. And there's so many library sales and my pre-orders. So we have a lot to cover. I have not only 3 months as I initially was planning, which would have been September through November. I also have some for December as well. So whatever I receive for Christmas, I'm sure I will put a separate haul if possible. And I know I do have, I know this is a lot, and I do have an unhaul coming as well, to make room for more books. So we have a lot to get through, and so yeah, we'll just kind of break it down for you what we're going to do here today. I have a lot of pre-orders. I have books, a few pre-orders here, books I've gotten for free, and I have some library sales as well. I also have some gifts from my husband when we had our anniversary in October, so that's also a part of it. And yeah, and I think the biggest one was a library sale that we have in the fall from one of the libraries, and they only have it 2 times a year. And this year, it was totally worth it going. I got some great finds, and I'm just so excited to share this with you. So yeah, we'll just go through those. Let's just go with it. So grab a snack, grab a drink. This one's probably going to be another long one. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy the show. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna break it down. So I have a mix of contemporary romance, fantasy, and dark romance and historical romance. So we have a little bit of a mix of everything. I have quite a few historical romance as well. So we'll just go through that. I have at least 50, but I know since this month, when in December, as you're seeing this, it's close to Christmas. So I have some from December. So I probably already exceeded that 50 mark. And that's primarily because of the historical romance. Always the historical romance that makes it so much larger, but you know, and happily too. So I have all of those we'll go through. And we'll go through them. Okay, so I have the first thing that I'm just going to go to the right. I have these in piles and not in any really specific order. So yeah, so we have this first one that I actually ordered online on Amazon. It's Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. The paranormal urban fantasy set in Louisiana. Really want to get to this very, very soon. I also was able to get or snag the ebook for 99 cents, the first 3. And I believe this is going to be a 5-book series, and I believe the 4th one is going to be releasing next year. So I do want to get started on this series. I do want to take my time, because as we know, I am a rereader and a completionist, and I will reread, and that's why it will take me so long to get to it, because I don't want to forget the things that happen in the next book and such. So definitely going to be reading this and very, very soon. If not here in this month, I know this is one of my selections for December. Not here this month is going to be very, very soon, because I am really, really interested in reading this one. And then next I picked up at a Barnes & Noble trip. This is the trip that I did with my husband for my anniversary gift. So I have Fear the Flames I know this was originally indie published. Dragons, fantasy romance, that's all you have to say for me. So that's why I'm so glad that Fourth Wing has gotten all the hype that it has. I really enjoyed Fourth Wing as well, and I've just always loved having dragons in the books that I've read. I mean, I've mentioned it before, I think, in my underrated romantasy video of a dragon shifter romance that when I was starting reading fantasy romance, specifically an adult, that has always drawn to me into this genre. So anytime there's dragons, I'm just so happy they're popular again. Just like vampires were getting really popular back in the 2010s. I'm so glad that dragons are coming back around as well. So excited. Give me all the dragons and all the romantices. I eat that up every time. So we have this, and what is great about this as well is the traditionally published one is it has a map in color there. So I love that. I'm definitely excited for that. I do know, I do believe the second book is going to be releasing next year. So happy to finally start a new series and still try to keep my series completed. Series reading, the number of series that I'm reading under control. I know I need to do a video. I'm going to be doing a video very soon on how many series I'm in the currently in, on at least specifically for romantasy. And we'll see. It'll be interesting to see where I'm at right now. So yeah, we had that to look forward to. All right, so these are a little mishmash. I definitely did not organize this very well, but I do have one on recent trip that I went to Target. I was able to, I think I had like a gift card or something like that as well. So we have the games Gods play. I mean, this was always drawn me to as well. If it's anything that's kind of like a Hades Persephone's kind of gods thing, I'm always going to enjoy that. I apologize if you can hear in the background. My kids are supposed to be having quiet time, but my daughter's playing with blocks, so. The mom life, right? So not doing quiet time, but she is playing quietly-ish in her room, so we got that. So we have the games Gods play. I believe there's like a trials that she has to go through, and I believe she has to like partner with Hades in this, and I've heard, I think this is a new release and part of the same the same publisher that did Fourth Wing, I believe. But I believe the original edition had like sprayed edges, which is actually something I didn't want. So I was glad when I finally saw that there was one just a plain, because I wasn't exactly in love with the edges that they had there. To each their own, but yeah. So excited to read this. I believe this is also part of another new series, and I believe the second book will be releasing next year as well. Then we have Throne of Secrets, which is a exclusive edition, because I guess it has a deleted scene and a recipe for Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. Yeah, in that same Target trip, I don't know. Part of, I guess, my red flag is I buy books for books to series. It is the second one that I haven't read yet. So full series and books I haven't read yet. So this is part of it. I literally am needing to read Kingdom of the Curse, which is book 2 in the YA version of the series, set in the same world. So, yeah, it'll take me some time. So I've been hearing mixed things about this one. I know a lot of people like the Throne of the Fallen, the first one in this adult version series. So we'll see how it goes. It's definitely got, I think, the 7 Deadly Sins princes kind of thing. And, the very Hades Persephone's vibes because it's like a maiden and a death kind of version. But at least that's what I've heard. So there's a romance different each book, the different princes, a female main character and one of the princes. So we have that. And then of course I have here is a pre-order of Glowy Everflame. This is going to be probably my top favorite romanticities of this year. Just like a lot of people, this took the world by storm this year as well. Just like Fourth Wing, which was an indie publish, and it's now gotten traditionally published. The fourth and final book isn't going to be getting released until hopefully next year. Now, I already have the indie cover versions of these in paperback, and so I do know that they are going to be releasing the fourth book in the indie paperback. I'm probably still going to get that too. But I just love this story. So we read this as part of our book club picks that we did this year that I host the Mood Reader book club with April. And so yeah, so I also wanted to support the author and just get this as well. I believe I also got got sent separately a book signing plate for The Spark of the Everflame, and I put that one in there. So I'm really excited. This one has really pretty end papers. And I don't know, I haven't looked at too deeply, but I do want to read the bonus content because of course it's not an indie version, so that's something that I had to do to prompt people like me to buy the hardcover. But I'm so glad to have a hardcover version. I love having hardcovers in my fantasies, especially fantasy romance sometimes, depending on how epic, especially in the epic kind of fantasies like this one. So super excited. I believe Heat of the Everflame was just announced on being released. I don't know when it's going to be released for the traditionally published one, but I'm just so anxiously awaiting the fourth one being published. Alright, so next I just got done finishing the third book, and this totally put me on a sidetrack in November, and I am so happy for it. I picked up the whole series from the author. So this is the Frozen Fate trilogy by Pam Godwin. Now, the first one is Hills of Shivers and Shadows. Second one, A Cage of Ice and Echoes. And the third one is Heart of Frost and Scars. This is so like a more, I think, romantic suspense from her with white shoes options. There's so much different layers, and there's a lot of, it's very dark, and there's different, it's like a story survival as well. So you kind of just make sure you check your trigger warnings, but oh my gosh, that's going to be my favorite. Going to be my favorites for 2024 for sure. This whole thing. Read in 2 months, finished the series, loved it so much. So yeah, we have, there you go. So yeah, signed by the author. I ordered it directly from her site because I just love these so much. Now, I've read 2 books by her before, and I believe this one is just definitely cemented that she's probably going to be one of my favorite dark romance authors ever. Now, even though Dark Notes wasn't my exact favorite, and I had issues with the female character and just the age and just that whole relationship, the age of the heroine, I am really, I think, sold on this author, and I really want to try more from her. And I definitely, she's just top tier, god tier kind of authors, and her writing is just immaculate and perfection, absolute perfection. And then I have a couple pre-orders. I do have, so I have the first 3 of this trilogy of, I think it's actually a 5-book series. It's the dark romance. I mean, I'm getting back into my dark romance era. There's just something about the dark winter months that I get really addicted to. It truly probably starts around the Halloween time, where I get to the gothic era and then historical romance and that whole thing. But then I get kind of like contemporary romance, dark romance mood. It's just who I am. So I'm definitely interested. I started reading God of Malice, so I definitely be reading that. So this is the traditionally published versions by Rena Kent. I heard this is like consent, non-consent, or dubious consent kind of situation. So interested in reading this. I've never read this series before, but I've God of Malice. So this is the Legacy of God series. I think God of Wrath and then God of Pain. I think that was reversed, but definitely going to be having the pre-order for, I think, next year as well for the rest of the series. So really excited to read this series and just get back into my dark romance era. I'm definitely there. All right, and then next I got these books actually for free. Now the reason why is because part of the thing, I got these through my job where you get recognition points, and I was able to use those points to, there's not usually great options. So usually I just get books for them. So that's kind of what I got in here. Now, initially I'm kind of a little bit disappointed because the picture on these books was the original covers, and they sent me the new covers that was released. But whatever, I wanted to finish reading the series. I binged it a couple years ago, and I probably want to do a reread because it's just billionaire, like, toxic romance that was just so angsty and just so, like, consumable and so easy to read and just fun to read that I kind of want to get back into it. But this is by Sylvia Day, the Crossfire series. So I have Captivated by You and One With You. I think this is the final one. So yeah, these are the new covers. I was trying to find the old covers, and what I was doing was I got them from library sales that I was finding. But the last 2 I haven't been able to find, like, for the longest time. So if I end up being able to do that, I will probably just try to, I don't know, donate these to the library, sell them, whatever. Whatever I want to do there. So, but I definitely really enjoyed this series, and I definitely probably will do a reread eventually, for sure. It gives very, like, 50 Shades of Grey-esque, but I enjoyed these even more than I enjoyed 50 Shades of Grey, and I know that had its moment way back in 2010s, but I still love that series as well. These are even better than that, but it's around that kind of era, and I don't know, I will always love billionaire romances. I don't know, there's just something about them that I really enjoy, and it's always going to be something that I will always have fun with. All right, and then next, of course, is another favorite author of mine. I was so excited to find these. I was trying to find the last book on there, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll pop up. But this is the Grip trilogy by Candy Ryan. It has the first like prequel one, Flow, and then Grip, and these people covers. And I'm just like, I love this. I had never read this, but I've heard so many people love this series or this trilogy by her. And I definitely still need to read I need to read The Rebel King by her. I know I read last December the Kingmaker duology or series, and I need to read a second one by her, The Rebel King. So definitely gonna pick that one up as well. But she's definitely one of those all-time favorite authors of mine as well that I want to read her backlist because she has great, excellent writing as well. She does something that I really respect and admire from historical romance side is when authors do like research into a subject, and that kind of drives the passion and kind of drives the creativity for a story. So that's kind of what I really appreciate about what she does is she gets inspired by like real life events or something in history, an artifact about something, and a story kind of comes from that. So I really, really enjoy that. All right, so let's just shift all these. Oh, make more room. Okay. So yes, so a new book I actually got at Walmart because it's the only place that actually, besides Barnes & Noble, has historical romance in a very kind of sad section for historical romance, new historical romance. Barely anything by, obviously, as we know, with the state of historical romances and traditional publishing, it's not really anything getting published that much. I was hoping to find some other releases, like the Kate Bateman new release, but it wasn't there, so I'm kind of disappointed. So I'm hoping when I do my Barnes & Noble, my Christmas gift, which is what I do every year, or try to do with the hardcover sale, that it recently started doing since last year. That's usually my Christmas gift that my husband gives me, is getting to do that and do that sale. So I want to try to pick up the new Kate Bateman as well, even though that's not a hardcover sale, but I definitely want to get some more newer historical romance and kind of support more of that genre. But we have The Viscount in Love by Eloisa James, and I've heard really good things about this, and I definitely want to start reading this. I definitely intersperse historical romance all throughout the year, but especially during the spring and summer months and beginning of fall, like my prime historical romance, especially during the month of May when I do my Ever After Readathon, which is around my birthday. So I'll definitely do that again, so part 2. So if you love historical romance and want to join a readathon, I will be doing that again in May. It's typically bingo card. So this year, I don't know. Let me know if you want to do like a point system, if that would be preferable. So if you love historical romance, let me know. If you like that bingo card more casual, or is it more fun to have like teams and points and that kind of thing? So let me know because I'm toying with that idea for next year, for May, for that time. So I don't know if it'll be a 2-week one or if it'll just be like a 25 days of May kind of situation of historical romance. So we'll see what we're going to do for that. But let me know. And if you're interested in joining being a co-host, let me know as well. All right, and then the next 2 I ordered off of Amazon because I'm in the process of reading the series and loving the series by Helen Schur. And I read up to book 3, so now, oh, hold on. Okay, mom duty again, so. I had to go wipe a nose. Okay. All right, so we have, so yeah, I really enjoyed the first 3. I definitely want to read. This is it's called the Legends of Thesmar series. So I have the Slay and the Shadow Prince, and then the 4th and final, which is Shadow and Storms. Now, realistically, I was trying to get it read this year. Obviously, with like a week and a half out for the end of the year, I'm probably not, but I'm hoping to get to it for the 1st January or February, and closing out the series. So I really enjoyed this series so much. It's not my most top favorites of all time, but it's definitely one that I will love and enjoy. And I do know there's also a new release that's going to be set in the same world, going to be releasing next year as well. So definitely excited for that too as well. And then I have this one I also picked up at Walmart. This is the Lady, no, I think this is Target actually. This was Lady of Light and Shadows. This is book 2 by C.L. Wilson in the Taran Soul series. So this is definitely one of the series that I want to get to next year. So I'll talk all about that, and I'm sure in a later video. But this is really excited to this one. I have book 1 and 2 now. Trying to find book 3 and 4. And I know those being, these were originally published years ago, and I know they've been republished in this new cover. So I'm really so excited about that. I think that's really cool. Definitely want to read this. I hear it's like an epic romance, and that's, which you know, soulmates and that kind of things, and that kind of thing. So I'm definitely excited for this. And here's another pre-order. I had the final book, the 6th and final book of the Bladed Prisoner series, Goldfinch. Now I read up to Glow, and I had Gold and Goldfinch to read. However, as you know me, it had been a while since I read even Glow from the last one before, so I'm definitely going to do a reread and start with Guild again, and I just want to do a reread of these. I don't know if I'll film it, but I definitely just want to do a reread, because I loved this series before I even started reading ACOTAR. This is what really drove the love of fantasy romance and like opened my eyes to the whole genre again, because for the longest time I was reading young adult fantasy, and that was the aspect of it. Me reading young adult was the romance aspect that was really driving me to love those kinds. So excited to get to this one. So of course I had picked this up as Target as well on a different trip, was the cool paperback release of Fourth Wing, which is just the stenciled edges again. I already do own book 1 and 2 with the covered edges. I do own the essentials for the very first one that I got, the first one from my birthday when it released, around the time of my birthday. So really excited to have that. And oh gosh, the one thing I love and hate about Target is the sticky. Oh, that wasn't too bad. It didn't leave a residue. I love that. Okay, so that's annoying. That's annoying. Usually it leaves a residue, but I'm so glad with this kind of cover, and it did not leave a residue. So I want to do, let's see. Let's put you on here. How do you look? How do you look? That look okay? Okay, so yeah, there you go. Perfect on my shelves. And next, again, I've been really liking, I read Love Hypothesis a long time ago, but I definitely want to read more of Ali Hazelwood. I really get in the mood for like lighter contemporary romance, usually around the summertime. So I definitely want to read more from Ali Hazelwood specifically, because I really enjoyed her books, as well as Lauren Asher, like more of those series that I picked up, which you will see here as well. But yeah, definitely like this one. And again, see, these darn stickers drive me. Okay, there you go. Oh look, that one was good too. 2 out of 2 so far. Not too bad, not too shabby. So we have that. So yeah, this is like a STEM contemporary romance. So really, really liking this this author. So we'll see. And then next I have a YA. I believe this is the 5th and final one in the series. It's in my little spinner wheel of young adult fantasies that I'll be reading. So I did read the first version in this world. No, different one. So I do want to read all of Jennifer Armentrout's backlist. So this is another series by her that was republished with these cool sprayed edges. And you give me a paperback, and you give me a paperback with sprayed edges. I like it. I like it a lot. So it's really, really cool. And I want to read this series eventually. And it'll be on my spinner wheel. All right, and then next I have a whole series, books 2 through 4 by Lauren Asher, like her new, I think these were republished traditionally. And I've only read the fine print by her, but I loved her writing. I'm definitely excited to read more by her. So this is the Dirty Air series. And I believe this follows like, oh gosh, Formula 1 drivers. So yeah, that's what it is. So it's all about that. So know nothing else besides that. I mean, what's really cool is I really what is really cool is on the spines, it kind of forms the car, and I really like that. So I have book 1 already, and now I have finished up this. As these were getting released, I picked these up at Target, so really excited to read these. Book 2 is Collided, and then book 3 is Wrecked, and then book 4 is Redeemed. And again, it's the only bad thing the most about shopping at Target is the dang stickers. Alright, it's like a little bit of a residue. Okay. There we go. Again, as I mentioned, these are multiple months. These are kind of not organized well in order. But I have Spark of the Everflame. This was book 1, as the Glow of Everflame with book 2. These are the end pages. Again, love this series. So yeah. So now book 1, so in hardcover. That, and then I have I got this as at a Barnes & Noble trip with my husband, so this is from that one. This is the third and final for, it's called A Rain to Rose by Kate Golden. This is the Sacred Stones trilogy, so definitely one of the books I want to read for next year. I haven't read, I bought books 1 through 3, haven't read them, that's fine. I know it was indie published and then again got picked up, traditionally picked up, so I am going to be reading. It's going to be on my TBR cart for 2025. And then I picked up at, let me see here. Again, these other 2 books I think are the last ones that I got at that Barnes & Noble trip for my anniversary. I picked up a fantasy called The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. Now, I know the third and final book was just released when I went to this trip. I was going to pick up the third one. I do own the second book, which I actually was able to get at a library sale. So I'm definitely excited to have book 1 now. So I definitely want to put this on another spinner wheel to read high fantasy. I have a whole bookshelf now dedicated to just high fantasy, or old man fantasy, as you could say. So I'm definitely excited to read this series especially. I think this is the one that I'm definitely the most excited about because, of course, it's got dragons and creatures like that. So definitely excited for that, and I want to read this one. I definitely might pick up at the Barnes & Noble sale, even though it's paperback. This is a nice paperback. So yeah, definitely might pick up the third one when I get there, but we'll see. And then I was able to pick up, or I have from Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Now, I say initially I was going to get it at Barnes & Noble, but as you know, the hardcovers are out of print, and all they had was the paperbacks, but each one that they had there was damaged somehow, which was very frustrating. And so I can't find them anywhere. However, I was able to pick up at Amazon, and I was able to get the actually original traditional version that was actually somehow a new published version. So unfortunately, I did have to get it through Amazon, but beautiful. I want to read this. I know Jen from the Book Refuge and Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life love this series. I know it's been, I believe the third book is going to be released next year. And the second book in this is what I really primarily want to pick up at that Barnes & Noble sale for Christmas, for the hardcover sale. So that's what I'm hoping, because I loved the Barnes & Noble versions in those. So hopefully I can pick that up. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get the first one on that. But definitely that's what I'm gearing towards to hopefully pick up there. So definitely want to start this. Unfortunately, you know, the timing, vampires is usually in the fall and winter. So we'll see if I can pick this up in January or maybe sometime in the fall and just binge that series whenever the third one comes out and binge it around October time, September or October, whenever I get in the mood for vampires again. And definitely want to read this. Now, this is high fantasy, so I believe there is probably a romantic plot in here, but it's not the focus, obviously. So definitely excited. I heard great things about this, and that's exciting to me, and I'm excited to read this. And then I have a little bit of a controversial one. Now, I had saw these at Target, so I did pick these ones at Target. Separate trip, guys, separate trips. This has been four months, guys, 4 months. So I have, I got it at the library for the Libby app in the first one, and I enjoyed it. So, like, that's why I bought the first one. So I've yet to read the second one. But that is the, by Harper L. Woods. They have The Coven and The Cursed. Now, these, obviously, it was a cover buy primarily. I was apprehensive. I wanted to buy these, but I didn't know. I heard mixed things about this. Now, this is not your ordinary like paranormal romance. This is, the hero is not a hero. He is a villain, a true villain. It's like if you like billionaires, like toxic romance billionaires, it's like that. He's a bad guy. He's toxic. The relationship is toxic, but that is what makes it kind of CW fun, as April likes to put it. So this was a lot of fun. I did think that at one point, because of the editing in the first one in the Coven, it was a little bit weird, but it is thinking that the heroine was 16. She's not. She is 20. So that was because like where she goes is like an academy, and it is for a college academy. So it's not, she's not 16. There were some weird typo things in here. So, but she is 20. So just as a preface, yeah, for the most part, I didn't like the majority of it. I liked it. It was entertaining, but oh my gosh, that last, it all made sense. Near the end, the last 20%, everything was making sense. And I'm like, oh my God, that's why. Okay, this makes sense. I'm on board with this. So I'm excited to read, of course, by that time. I started reading this one, and I think I was like 30% in. I mean, mood reader, guys. This is me. I pick up books, I read them, and I put them down and whatever. But, you know, Halloween had ended, and I'm no longer in like a witchy kind of, that kind of a mood. It's a very, oh gosh, the actual TV show, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I forget what it's called. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So that is really the vibes of this duology. So I enjoyed it. It was like a 3-star, to be honest, but it was a 3-star where I enjoyed it. So was it like a 4 or 5 star? It's like a weird thing to say, but I enjoyed it, and I will love to read The Cursed for next year too as well. Next one, I think. All right, so the rest of these books are from library sales. So there was a huge library sale. But before we get into those library sales, I have a gift from a friend. This was from Autumn, from Nose in a Book, and this is Claiming the Courtesan by Anna Campbell. Now, we were supposed to buddy read this in November, I think, but, you know, we're both mood readers, so we got a little sidetracked. So I'm definitely want to still do a buddy read with her, because this is a dark historical romance, and I definitely want to read it. I read a different one with April. I'll link the video down below, but I didn't like that one, and I've heard things, it's just something about it. It's dark, very dark, but there's something about it I didn't like. A few things, which I talk about, but I've heard that if you didn't like that one, like, she's kind of like Eloisa James, like she can be a hit or miss author. And so this was the other one that people were saying that if you didn't like that one, try this one. So excited to try this one. Thank you so much, Autumn, for gifting this to me. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this too. This is gorgeous. So gorgeous. So excited to read this. I definitely want to read. I can't wait to read, but I read this with Autumn. And yeah. So yeah, we have that. And then next, so like I said, most of this is from one library sale, where they only hold a library sale like 2 times a year, in the spring and the fall. And oh my gosh, I made out like a bandit, and I am just in shock. Now, some of this is also from a different library sale where I was able to pick up a whole series. So these are kind of interspersed, so I'll just, you know, so excited. So this first one, yeah, it's a mix. I go to a few of them every now and then. There's like once a month, and there's like one that's standing. So you've heard this all spiel before. So library sales. So every one of these I got for 25 cents for buy one, get one. They're normally 50 cents. Some of them are usually $1, or some are 50 cents. So at most, I think at one where I got the big one you'll see with the YA series here, I only spent $5 there. This is why I love library sales. So this first one I have here is this historical romance where I went to the standing library sale here, which book 2 of this one. Now I owned, I think, the first 2 in this series, and I read it from book of the month. And I don't like the hardcover, so that's why I got rid of them. So I've been looking for the rest, because I did enjoy them. They were 5 stars. I think I read the first one, and I haven't read, I think that's it. I haven't read the first one. I want to read book 2 and 3. Now, I've heard people don't like book 2 or 3 as much, maybe, but I mean, this was big a few years ago. But yeah, we'll see how I enjoy these. This is like a more, of course, as you know, I'm not a big fan of clip art, especially the trend with the paperback of historical romance, but it is what it is. It's paperback, and I did enjoy the series, and I want to reread them, so this is what we have. The next I got, most recently, actually, this past weekend, I went to a library sale, and they had a series here, a full series by Ava Lee, and then one book that I was actually missing, I think, by Ava Lee. No, yeah, a full series and then another one. So I have one here from the London Underground. This is From Duke Till Dawn. This one does not have a step back. And she's another historical romance author. I think I started a book by her, but it was in, I needed to read the first one because I was missing a little bit of context, but you know. And then the next one is The Wicked Quills of London. I got a whole trilogy here, so I'm excited to try to check this out. And I don't have this in order at all, because so don't come for me. But this one is Forever Your Earl. These have no step backs. Temptations of a Wallflower. I love that cover. And then Scandal Takes the Stage. So yeah, love that. Really excited. I think one of these that really intrigued me was, one of them is an author, and then she writes like a secret thing. So kind of think of like Penelope from Bridgerton. And I always love that trope where the heroine is like a blue stocking or like an author. I mean, one of my most favorite books is True Love by Millie Criswell, and she is a blue stocking in the Golden Age. And she's a writer as well of dime novels. So that's like one of my favorites. And she goes to the West. She falls in love with a single dad on the ranch, cowboy guy. So yeah, who's the famous sharpshooter guy. So in one of those Buffalo Bills shows. So anytime I can get like an author heroine, that's one of my favorite kind of premise or tropes that I enjoy reading in historical romance. And then next, y'all, this is also in that standing library, but oh my gosh. Okay, I have been wanting to read this series, and forgive me, these are a few series here that I don't even know. I have a few. So a couple of these are duplicates. Oh my goodness. I have a whole series and a couple more series by Monica McCarty. Now, from your guys' recs, from I think in the Discord from the previous from my romance readathon that I had in May, everyone's saying like this series is awesome. So I'm like tempted to read, like there's 12 books. I'm tempted to like maybe read a book every month next year. Let me know. But this is the Highland Guard books. Oh my gosh, I don't even know which one's what first. I did not plan this right. Okay, I think this is the first one. Okay, so the first one I believe is The Chief. So I have all of them, except for any novellas, because novellas aren't a thing for me. It doesn't matter. For me anyway. So this one's The Chief. Again, these are totally out of order, so don't come for me. But then I have The Hunter here. These are all brand new condition, and that is what I loved about the standing one, is they're very particular on like the condition. So these are all like brand new. And then we have The Raider, The Arrow, The Viper, The Ghost, The Striker, The Rock, The Recruit, I think The Hawk as well. I think this is one of the earlier ones. The Ranger, and The Saint. I mean, I think I need to read these. Really excited about that. So the other series, I don't know if they're all in the same series. It's kind of weird. Someone wrote numbers on them, so that was kind of weird. But so let me know. I don't know if these are in order. I'll have to check it in my, my Goodreads or Amazon, whatever it is. But this one is Highlander Untamed. So this is another series by Monica McCarty. Highlander Unmasked, Highland Warrior, Highlander Unchained, and Highland Outlaw. So I don't know those orders. I don't know if they're all from the same series or they're different. I think they're a mix, but excited for that. That was quite a find. And if I end up loving the author, I might go bananas. stretch out these legs, fall asleep. All right, and then I was also able to pick up Johanna Lindsey, A Scandalous Deal at that same library. So excited for that. I mean, anytime I was able to find Johanna Lindsey, I think I was able to find the Baron there or something like that. That was so awesome. So always want to find Johanna Lindsey. Definitely want to read more of her next year as well. And I believe she's actually coming out with an Anastasia retelling next year that I am gonna pre-order for sure because I am excited for that. And then I was able to pick up a Teresa Medeiros, Some Like It Hot, or Some Like It Wicked. So yeah, this is not a setback, but yeah, so excited. So this one, so yeah, excited for that one too. And then I also on that one was the cover. It looked so old timey for me, like that really intrigued me, by Elizabeth Chadwick, The Wild Hunt. And it just looked intriguing to me. Like that. Let me know if you've read this one. Like, this like intrigues me. So definitely I'm intrigued. And then, okay. So the other ones that I was able to find at this, at the one that's like only 2 times a year, this was quite the find. Okay, so we have so many, but I have Stephanie Lawrence, A Bastion Club novel, so 2 Distraction. I think it was the last one that I was looking for, so that will complete that series collection, because I definitely want to read more of her too as well. I definitely want to, I have pretty much most of her backlist, so I definitely want to read her and read her backlist. Then I have Lord Lee Gurkey, An Heiress in London series novel, was No Mistress of Mine, with that step back. That looks gorgeous. Then I have another Louisa James, which is actually a recent release, so that is Not That Duke, and that is a Would-Be Wallflowers novel, so I definitely want to read this series by her too as well. And another Eloisa James, 7 Minutes in Heaven, which that one is just a background, so we're a step back. And then I read this back during the, I think, Historical Hellions book club a couple years back, but now I have it in person, which is Minx by Julia Quinn. She's one of my favorite OG authors. I mean, she's definitely famous for the Bridgerton series as well. That's one of my all-times as well. But I definitely really enjoy a lot of her books. She has a more modern writing, but yet she's been very compared to, like, the Jane Austen of our time, because the way she writes is just fun, and banter and communication. It's just fun, and I don't know. It's with at the same time having some depth and things like that. So I really enjoyed her writing, and I'm definitely another one of, she's always going to be one of my favorites, and I'm going to always read her backlist and reread her whenever I can. And then next I got the first that's going to start me off in my reading for the Bastion Club, I believe. I believe this is related to the Bastion Club. This doesn't have a step back, but I'm just so happy that I was able to find it, because this was the one that I couldn't find. So I really made out like a bandit at this book sale. We have Captain Jack's Woman by Stephanie Lawrence. I mean, pirate romance will get me every time in historical romance. I just love them. Love them so much. So yeah, excited to read that. Definitely been so excited for that. And then I really made out, oh my gosh, I kind of want to read this like right now, because I love Beauty and the Beast retellings. And this is by Amalie Howard, The Beast of Bestwick. And I think I read one book by her before, and I definitely was intrigued. I definitely want to read more by her. So I believe it was in the same series as well. It was like in the blue or the purple dress. I can't remember. But really excited, and I can't believe I found this. This was in such great condition. Love it. And then I found some more Stephanie Lawrence here, which was The Perfect Lover. It doesn't have a step back, but again, I don't know if I have a duplicate, but like whenever I see Stephanie Lawrence, I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to grab the ones I don't have. So grabbing The Perfect Lover. Doesn't have a step back, but there we go. And then I have, this is also a censor novel, so I think I pretty much have all the censor ones finally. So we have that. And this one is In Pursuit of Eliza Sinster. This one doesn't have a step back, unfortunately. Like a false one. I hate that. But yeah, so we have that one. And then we have a Grace Burrows, The Duke's Disaster. Really, really pretty. Yeah, I think I picked this one up because I've heard people like Grace Burrows, and so when I just recognize an author's name, I'm like, okay, definitely want to try them out. So yeah, that's definitely what drew me to that, and I mean, that cover is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So definitely able to complete another series of mine that was that I picked up in another book sale, which is Governess Gone Rogue by Laura Lee Gerke. So I was able to close that out. So now I'm able to read that series whenever I want, and I love it. So I'm back to back if I want to. So really cool. I love governess romances as well. Just so much fun. And that would be the books. And then next I have The Masterful Mr. Montague, which is a casebook of Barnaby, a dare novel by Stephen Lawrence. I never heard of this before, so it's very interesting. So yeah, that's what we have for there. Alright, so then I have another couple of Teresa Medeiros I was able to find, like her paranormal ones. So this was really cool to find. This one is After Midnight. And then The Vampire Who Loved Me, which has a beautiful step back. Unfortunately, it's definitely unglued, so I definitely want to get some book glue kit and just be able to stick that together. So it's not really damaged, it's just like the glue came undone. So nothing else is bad about it, but it was just that. So, but I mean, that is completely gorgeous. I love it. So definitely want to read that, probably definitely in the fall next year. So, and then here's a young adult series that I was able, like, this was the big find. This was a big find. I've been so intrigued by this series. I heard great things about this, and it's definitely going to go into my YA spinner reel as well. But this is the Illuminae files, and these are in perfect condition. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. He's one, Jay Kristoff is the one that wrote that Empire of the Damned series, or Empire of the Vampire book. So we have that, then Gemina, and then Obsidio. Now, the main thing that intrigues me by this is that these have mixed media, and this is like a sci-fi. I think there's like a love triangle maybe as well between teenagers or whoever. But that's what's really intriguing to me is the mixed media. And I love that in books whenever I can find it. It just adds a level of like I said, writing letters, just a different way of communicating that's really cool to read about. Alright, so I gotta quickly do this because my husband's back with the groceries, so I gotta help with that. So we have some more Julia Quinn. I have The Secrets of Sir Richard Kenworthy by the Smith Quartet. Definitely so excited again, trying to find all the books for her. My absolute favorite, I can't believe I found Tessa Dare, and this is my most favorite by her so far. And it's a step back, is Any Duchess Will Do. Now, there is a little bit of a damage here to the cover, but oh my god, I love this book so much in this series. This is like my favorite by her. Oh, I just love it. So I'm so excited I was able to find that. And then I have some more Lindsey Sands, some more Highlander novels from Falling for the Highlander. So I definitely enjoyed The Countess by her, so want to read more by this author. And she has a Highlander series, so definitely want to read that. And then I have another Amalia Howard, which is Never Met a Duke Like You, and I am so shocked. I'm so glad I was able to find her. She is a BIPOC author, and I want to read more by her and support her as well. And I know she's coming out with a fantasy romance next year as well, so that's cool. I know with historical romance, a lot of authors are branching out to fantasy romance, as that's kind of the trend right now. But I'm still hopeful that they'll still write some more historical romance as well. So whenever that happens, I definitely want to support those authors with historical romance as well. But we have that. And then I found some Julie Godwards. So we have Guardian Angel and Honor Splendor. And definitely, as we know, rereading these and trying to hopefully love them again. Now I know I did a vlog reading The Bride, and I read The Secret earlier this year as well, so I don't know when I'll do a reread of Julie Garwood. I was finding I wasn't enjoying it as much as I remember, which is just because maybe my tastes have changed over time, but I'm definitely excited that I have these, and for when I do want to pick her up again and read these and read her backlist, because I still want to try and see if I still love her other books, or which ones is my favorite. And then I found Lorraine Heath, A Matter of Temptation, a pocketbook. And you know me, I love my pocketbooks. So I love these. These are so cute. So definitely am enjoying Lorraine Heath. She's not an all-time favorite, but I'm definitely enjoying her books. The last one I read by her was 5 stars. It was so good. So So definitely, I just have to find the ones, but I know she can definitely bring it, that's for sure. And then I found some more YA at a different library sale. This one is took years trying to find the good enough condition hardcovers of the Harry Potter series. This is Order of the Phoenix, and this is Deathly Hallows. I think I only have a couple more left to complete, which I will just continue to try to search those at library sales. So there's the Harry Potter series. Then lastly, I have ones I just picked up this weekend actually, which was Johanna Lindsey. Now 2 of these I believe I don't own, but there are 3 of these that I probably already own, but they have step backs, so I might just give those to a friend that wants them. So the ones I'm really excited is I haven't had was The Devil Who Tamed Her with this step back. Excited. Johanna is very similar to Julie Garwood for me, as I'm just trying to find the ones that I loved so much, because she was really the one that introduced me, the author that introduced me to historical romance. And then we have Angel. I think I already have this one as well. We have The Magic of You, which is the Mallory one as well. I don't know if I'll keep that one, but this one I'm really excited about is Marriage Most Scandalous. And then we have Captive of My Desires, which I realized was one I've already read that I didn't enjoy, but it has a step back. So I'll definitely probably get that one to a friend as well. Alright, well those are all the books. I mean, quite a few months of books. Understatement, yes, understatement of the year. Well, anyway, so I probably won't be buying any more books this year except for whatever I get for Christmas. So that will probably be the only one, especially like I mentioned, the Barnes & Noble sale if they have it this year. So that's what I'm looking forward to for those books that I mentioned that I'm looking for, and hopefully I can get there. And if they have the sale again this year. So if they have it the day, usually I think the 26th or the 28th of December. So I'm hoping they have it again. But yeah, those are all the books. Let me know which of these books that you've read and loved, and which ones are already on that you've added to your TBR. And with that said, if you like this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll have all my links down below, my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Amazon wishlist. And with all that away, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.